तस्युत्तरस्यां दिशि देवतात्मा हिमालयो नाम नगाधिराज पूर्वापरौतो यनिधिवगाय स्थितः पृथिव्यायव मानदण्डः यं सर्वशैलाः परिकल्प्य वत्सम् मेरौ स्थिते दोग्धरिदोहदक्षे भासन्ति रत्नानि महौषधीश्च पृथूपदिष्टां ददुर्धरित्रे. My blissful gorgeous selves, now I am leading you into a wonderful world of expounding the terrestrial world. The humanity is divided into Westerners and Easterners today. The world is being divided into countries, nationalities, religions, races and civilizations. People's mind is also fragmented into isms, parties, sects, castes, colors and creeds. Such divisions have broken the humanity in thousands of pieces, and the process is still working on. New fashions and styles break others, labeling them outdated and oldies. Whites hate blacks and browns, calling them third world citizens. Muslims hate non-Muslims, calling them kafirs. Christians hate non-Christians, calling them heathens, kafirs, infidels and idolaters. In United States of America, even there are religious groups who wrote white man's Bible, trying to prove that the world belongs only to the white people, and others, the colored people, must be all killed. Their large-scale assassinating project, COT, is still working in America. Christians and Muslims are trying to convert all the rest of the whole world by hook or crook and hate the rest. Tycoons hate the poor. Brown people hate whites, calling them lechas and yavanas and firangis. An honest and angelic person is hated and destroyed just because he belongs to another political party, another religion, another caste. No matter how big, dishonest and crook the other one is loved because he is in his party of his own opinion. With such mentality, humanness is being destroyed slowly and sadly, or at least humiliated and thrown on lots of filth that common people never get to know the reality. When humanness is missing in our life, then no matter how big a synagogue, how grand a cathedral, how palatial mosque, how great Gurudwara, a temple you erect, will have no God, because divinity will be missing all around. From such society, the truth, the suffering eliminating wisdom will be missing completely. In such an atmosphere, there is no hope of true happiness, my dear friends. In order to finish the fragmentation of humanity, here is the exposition of the terrestrial world. There are lots of talking in the West, one world, one humanity, global village, global culture. But I find them all just lip service, artificial truth, a theory. Unless you know well the esoteric geography and intergalactic history, all such talks prove just piece of garbage. And once again, the matchless description of terrestrial world in 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is to finish the chain of dividing, dissecting and separating woman from man, Westerner from Easterner, Indian from non-Indians, Christians and Muslims and Jews from Hindus and Buddhists and Vedicans. Vedicans from non-Vedicans, with thousands of talks of separatist ideas and arguments. Human heart has become pierced, cut, torn and broken. This canto brings a sound synthesis, a soothing pen balm to heal our hearts and unite them all in one humanity. And from here, the truth, the God, the divinity is just one leap away. My dear friends, King Parikshit asked Sri Shukdev Ji Maharaj in an enlightened saint, Holy Sire, I know as far as sun and moon lights up and illumines and illuminates are visible are the areas of the planet Earth, which is surrounded by 7 oceans and 7 dvipas. Now I wish to know this in details with their strict and characteristic features. I am confident by expanding my mind with expansion of the world, it will become extra refined. Then it will be qualified to address into the vast expansion of absolute Brahma, the vastness of the magical leelas of the Lord, cosmic beloved. Sukdev Ji Maharaj said, O King Parikshit, even with whole lifetime of the celestials, we cannot describe the vast display of the divine's illusory potency. God's Supreme Personality of Godhead's illusory potency. So, I can only inform you briefly. Whatever parts of the earth scientists, geographers, historians and excavators have discovered, that is fine. But to the yogis and in the eyes of God, the earth is far bigger and miraculous. For example, the discoverer of the source of Nile river says he succeeded in his mission by the help of India's Puranas. It was Tibetan yogis who first told about 2 sea-merged continents, Atlantis and Lemuria, that sank in the ocean more than 9,000 years before Socrates. Same way, Bermuda Triangle, Death Valley, mystic spots of the earth are such on which no scientist but yogis alone can shed some light which can be trustworthy. Okay? In 1976, during my All India Holy Pilgrimage, I visited Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan I met Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, the founder of Hare Krishna ISKCON movement in Vrindavan. In our first meeting, we talked on Srimad Bhagavatam until late night, and with much fatherly affection, he invited me to stay in his newly built guest house. Next day, my friend Krishna Darshan brought my bags and things, and we stayed there. After a couple of days, he told me of his worry. He has several $billion planetarium project in United States of America, but he is not confident on what he has written in his commentary of 5th Canto Bhagavatam about the planets and the stars and the earth. I told him I will look into it and speak to him the next day. So all night I skimmed the original text and his translations he gave me. And the next morning I told him it is inaccurate completely. He asked me to correct it, and he insisted that I alone can do it. He instructed many of his disciples who were with him those days, such as Swami Tamal Krishna, Swami Yashodanandan, and one more to come daily to my room and study what I was telling them, with an artist Pushkar Das and a typist. Every morning Srila Prabhupada and I would go for early morning drive, and Swami Akshayananda, the president of the temple, would be driving, and I would tell him my new findings and researches, and he was very happy and he was childlike. We made several dozen maps, different angles on terrestrial globe, many articles, several hundred pages research work. But after the work completed, Srila Prabhupada fell sick, and very shortly he died. Modern science has not advanced that far to explore the realities of this esoteric geography and history, and ISKCON has no bravery to stand against science and provide them evidences through power of their yoga of devotion. Therefore, they cancelled the planetarium plan in the United States of America, and I was on my journey. The next generation was not interested in the subjects. That several 100-hour work is still with ISKCON somewhere. Here we are not going in that big details, because we have to complete Srimad Bhagavatam in a reasonable size. But as a common sense, please remember two things. First, in the eyes of great yogis, the earth is not just clay made as scientists believe. Earth stretches all the way as far as sun and moon shine out. This also means from where UFOs come to our earth are also parts of the earth. Secondly, Parikshitji wants to understand through symptoms and inference. Manato lakshanatashta sarvam vijigyasami. That's what he says. He is right, because lakshana pramanabhyam vastu siddhi. Perfect knowledge comprises both. Characteristics are in the object and inference with us. We pramata investigate prameya. We do not investigate ourselves neither through senses nor through mind. No one ever tried to discover whether he or she tastes like sweet nectar, sour, bitter or salty. You cannot lick, you cannot smell and hear your own self. But knowledge of external things are never valid without these two. The purpose of King's inquiry into this matter is for extra help in meditation, my dear friends. Geography and astronomy are the glories of sun and moon, the two eyes of the cosmic beloved. Earth is his feet, air his breath. All beings are in the body of the Lord. When your mind is refined enough to handle this gross form of God, you transcend attachment and aversion, likings and dislikings. Then only you can penetrate the effulgent light of the formless absolute truth, the Brahm. Sri Shukdev Ji Maharaj says, of course, dear king, you want me to expound the terrestrial globe with Man and Lakshan. I'll narrate it with all four, Nam, Roop, Praman and Lakshan. Then meditation is a lot easy and simple and deep. How that goes? Just start astral traveling or get a helicopter and fly from Haridwar to upstream Holy Ganga, overlooking the beautiful sights of the hills and dells and the streams of Ganga. Keep seeing, keep enjoying and flying all the way to Rishikesh, to Devprayag, to Uttarkashi, to Gangotri, and then to Gomukh, then to Tapovan, then to Nandanvan, and then to inaccessible regions of the Himalayas. You will transcend all and expand into eternity of the divinity. This is meditation through esoteric geography. Similarly, you can meditate through time track. First you study my book, 100 Enlightenment Making Techniques. It was formerly named as 100 Techniques of World Peace. So try some breath meditation. Those meditations are especially designed for flying and swimming occasions. Then do time track. Start from 1 second and move to hour, day, week, month, year, yuga, chaturyuga, manvantara, kalpa and parardha. Then jump into the vast eternity of timeless consciousness. Later you discover it is also breathless, weightless, egoless and bodiless too. Through name and form, you can move into nameless and formless. By transcending the object of modification and senses too, you enter the eternity, same eternity. So now, start sacred astral vacationing or just get on the airplane. Be seated, fasten your seat belt on. I am taking you into a wonderful flight of physio-celestial Disneyland. I am your pilot. I am flying my airplane round Mount Meru. At present, we are down below, south of the Golden Meru. My flight is a sheer adventure far more than U.S. bestseller author Richard Bach. It is far more fascinating than what he talks in Jonathan Seagull or Illusion or Running from Safety. Now look into the TV screen in front of you, or you may look down, look back and forth, left or right. Our plane is all see-through from all sides except bathrooms. Please understand this point properly, otherwise you may remain suicidal. Your coming to India would be bogus. Your whole purpose of studying Hinduism or Vedic tradition or Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita Upanishad may go in vain. For reading any of the spiritual literature, understanding this point is a must. Let's take an example. Please tell me, will the next generation of India call the lands which have gone in Pakistan, Burma and Bangladesh as India? No, they will not. But there are thousands of people alive today right under their very eyes. Peshawar, Lahore, Karachi, Dhaka, Rangoon, Singapore were parts of India. Katakshara, Hingalaj, now in Pakistan, were places of holy pilgrimage of the Hindus. Multan is a place now in Pakistan where Lord Nrsimha incarnated to save child devotee Prahlad. After the partition in 1947, they were lost into another culture which has no regard for their subtle vibrations. Yogis had preserved up there since the last thousands of years for the upliftment of human consciousness. Now their sanctity and spiritual vibrations are being destroyed day by day. Exactly the same way, all the parts of the world accessible today by mankind were known as Bharatvarsha. All people followed Vedic culture, Hindu culture, their faith, their lifestyle were one and the same. All other dissecting, fragmenting opinions and religions and isms born today with separatistic attitudes have been evolved on the grounds of forgetfulness or ignorance of this point, which I am presenting now as esoteric geography and intergalactic history. When there are conflicts between two states, we say, forget it, be broad-minded, both are two states of one country. And when there is battle between two countries, we calm them down, telling that both belong to the same one earth. Be a good citizen of the global village. And when there will be fights between two planets, then what is going to be your address? You will be telling them both planets belong to the same one galaxy. They are members of one Brahmanda. When there are bloodshed between two religions, you will have to quote Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. A message from Rig Veda says absolute truth is one, sages call it by various names. If you do not try to understand this and go on with so-called beliefs of your own kinds, then you are playing games with your life and deceiving yourself. Srimad Bhagavatam is the exposition of this one single truth, which is not apart from you, your own true self. Therefore, even if you are a communist, a Semitic, or imperialist, falsify our esoteric geography at the cost of their own dark future, they may do so, but they cannot falsify our cosmic broad, pious intention. And the truth always comes out of pious intention, my dear friends. Pious intention, the people alone can hold the truth and benefit. Okay? Let me fly high up around Mount Meru, so you may have a full glance of the whole Jambudvipa. Now watch how it appears. Doesn't it look like full-bloomed lotus of an 800,000 miles of diameter and round like the corolla of a lotus with 9 boundary lines of varshas? The word Jambu is composed by root Jayate, which means the very purpose of birth here is for higher realizations. Jambu Dweep means where people of unconfused and unperverted nature are born, and all possibilities are opened for ultimate fortune. It is surrounded by saltwater ocean. The 8 of its parts belong to the subtle world. Subtle means 4 or 5th dimensional, or even like quantum. Quantum appears as atom and wave both. Same way. There are 72,000 miles large, 8 landscapes which are parts of the quantum world, which are visible to some and invisible to others. There are many pilots who flew towards North Pole and were struck to wonder, great wonder, to discover a highly glamorous, prosperous, warm, beautiful inhabitations, green with trees and ponds and colored with flowers and majestic people. How can there be such place in North Pole? So, when he went next, he never found it. Many wandering monks I have interviewed who happened to get lost in the Himalayas, but were greeted by amazingly gracious, handsome people who hosted and feasted them with most delicious food items they never saw before, they never tasted before. But they were never found afterwards, even by much research and inquiries everywhere all around. For details of such mystic spots, please read Mysterious Unknown and Chariots of Gods and other works. So, these are quantum worlds, my dear friends. Among these lands, only Bharatvarsha is the grass world. Tameva Bharatameva Varsham Karma Kshetram. It is only Bharat, and in human life alone where you are capable to make your own destiny. You have power to make changes howsoever you want. Other varshas and other dvipas are places to enjoy pleasures left over from other heavenly regions, produced by noble deeds you have performed when you were born as human being in Bharatvarsha, okay? In those 8 varshas, atmosphere is like Silver Age, Treta Yuga. Therefore, average lifetime of an individual, is about 10,000 years, with lasting youthfulness and 10,000 horsepower. We have allowed only those of you on this airplane, my dear friend, who are qualified to see the quantum worlds. Bhuvana Jnanam Surya Sanyamat. Yogi Patanjali gives the technique. The Sutra 27 you can encounter the terrestrial globe with free access to thousands of mystical spots only after successfully projecting the sanyama, the mystic torch, on the solar orb. By projecting the mystic torch involves focusing dharana, dhyana and samadhi on the spot. It requires to master the junior grades of yama, which consists of honesty, consists of non-hurtfulness, honesty, preservation of semen, non-fascination, and non-possessiveness. Second niyama consists of purity plus cleanliness, non-complexity, uncowardliness to drop comforts for spiritual practice, intensive study of words of the wise along with introspection, and last is recognizing the will of the Lord, that is intuition. When you pass these two grades, your limbs are sufficiently flexible and you are able to sit in desired pose, asana, such as Siddhasana, Padmasana, Swastikasana. And then, my dear friends, you may balance your breath doing pranayam. You can balance your breath through Purak, Kumbhak and Rechak. Then you are eligible to master above mentioned 3 successive limbs of yoga. For details, please see my commentary on Yoga Sutra, Startling Revelation, on Shamendra Yoga book in my website. Now use your mystic torch and you will enjoy immensely, my dear friends. Please see below the landscape from Kashmir and Pamir to Sri Lanka is just one piece of Bharatvarsha. The whole Asia is one continent of Bharatvarsha. Africa and Europe, North and South America, Australia and Antarctica, Atlantis and Lemuria are 9 continents formed Bharatvarsha. Okay, that is complete Bharatvarsha. We are in Iran now. There in Zarathustra used to pray. Okay. Formerly, okay, there on Mount Olive, Moses fasted and got 10 commandments. Okay. There Jesus Christ used to pray. Now look, that is Mount Caucasia. Okay. Formerly 72,000-mile Bharat universe was connected with a bigger earth. But in last silver age, the 60,000 sons of King Sagar, in search of their most valuable stolen sacrificial horse, dug up so much of lands that all around Bharatvarsh, that not only big seas swell in between Bharat and other Varshas, and in between 9 continents of Bharata, but also sons of Sagar, the Sagar became synonym for these dug up landscapes which became filled with water. Let me fly, my dear friends, to the east. Look carefully. This area, Shanghai, Himalaya, starts up from here and stretches all the way to Assam, Bhutan, Nepal, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Tapovan, Nandanvan, Yamunotri, Manali, Amarnath, Caucasus. Okay? Mount Olive, Mount Alps, and enters Atlantic Sea. It used to be so well known just 2000 years ago. That's why Kalidas in his poem speaks of Himalayas taking his morning bath in eastern Pacific Sea like a practicing Hindu, and his evening bath in the western Atlantic Sea. Please look into your map with this discourse. Now we are moving north. Look at the tall, majestic Himalayas are more than 80,000 feet high and 16,000 feet wide. At present we are passing quick and come back later for details, my dear friends. Now we are in Kimpurush Varsh of 72,000 miles of size. Now we are crossing Mount Hemkut. Then comes slow. Here is Hari Varsh. I am flying up. Please take a close look at this Varsha. Up north above its western border, Mount Nishad. And then next is Ketumal Varsh. Other side of it. It is separated from Ilavrit Varsh by Malyavan mountain ranges. Okay? In the east and on the west is vast ocean, breeze blowing, cool, mild, fragrant. Enjoy. Up above the east of Harivarsh belong to Nishad hill ranges, my dear friends. And then there is Bhadrashvarsh. On the east is vast sea, and on the west is the most historic, highly vibrant Gandhamadan mountain. Gandhamadan mountain ranges are so heavenly, my dear friends. Now central north, above Harivarsha, beyond Nishad, is well-known Ilavrit Varsh, wherein the center is shining gold gem flame lit Mount Meru. On the north of these three Varshas is Nila mountain, forming Ramyak Varsh with the help of Shweta mountain in the north, which in turn formulates Hiranmaya Varsh with the help of Shringavan mountain, my dear friend. Its north is all Kuru Varsh surrounded by sea, as is in the south tip of Jambudvip, is our Bharat Varsh. All these mountains are same as Himalayas, with exterior of the range shorter in length by 1/10 of the next interior range, but equal is height and breadth as well. Now, let's return to Ilavrit Varsh. I want to show you Mount Meru, okay? Look, there are four majestic 80,000 feet high hill on the east. It is known as Mandarachal mountain, famous in the history of Puranas, adorned with that big mango tree and a lake of milk. On the south there is Meru Mandar. On top is a huge rose apple tree, a jumbo tree with a lake of honey. On the west is Suparshva hills with Kadamba, and a lake of sugarcane juice. And on the north is Kumudha hills with a water vriksh, with a lake of fresh water, sweet blue water. Each one there, each one these trees are at 800 miles high and diameter of 800 miles at their trunks. The inhabitants nearby who drink these waters develop mystic power. Each of these mountains have gardens such as Nandanvan, Chaitraratvan, Vaibhajakvan and Sarvatobhutravan. In these gardens, celestials, denizens and angels are sporting with their loved ones. Songs echoing, dance and music go on all time, resounding with positive vibrations. From top of mango tree on Mount Mandarachal, huge fruits fall and break their pulp and juice, and that flows into Arunoda river, passing through Nandanvan, irrigating the eastern states of elaborate work. Water is delicious, fragrant and highly perfumed with other scents. Breeze are blowing for 800 miles. Yaksh and Yakshinis are filled and absorbed in amorous plays on the beaches, my dear. From rose apple tree on top of the Meru Mandar also elephant big fruits fall and burst open and flow down through Chaitraratvan, watering the southern elaborate Varsha. The clay on the beaches of Jammu Nadi undergoes a chemical change combined with wind, sun and water. Then it is transmuted into high-class reddish Jambunad gold. Celestials love to decorate themselves with its ornaments. That's why their golden diadems and bangles and girdles and anklets all perfume immensely. Torrents of aromatic honey flow down from Kadamba tree of Suparfield top. It waters the west countries, perfuming the area of 800 miles through Vaibhajakvan. That desert garden is shining so beautifully. From Shatavalsh Bhattavriksha of Kumudha mountain, a number of streams flow eastward in and through Sarvatobhadra one pleasure garden. They are capable of yielding any object you desire, such as milk, curd, honey, ghee, cereals and other edibles, as well as ornaments, beds, blankets, clothes and so many things. Old age symptoms, disease and pain are healed just by the use of this water. There are 20 beautiful mountains, Kurang, Kusum, Trikut, Kalanjar and Narad, which beautify the Mount Meru surrounding from all sides as the filaments surround the pericarps of a lotus flower. From north to south, 144,000 miles long, Jathar and Devkut mountains stretch out. To the west, Pavan and Pariyatra mountains. To the south, Kailash and Karveer mountains. And to the north, huge Trishringa and Makar mountains are enclosing the Mount Meru, which is shining like fire of Yajna. It is strange enough to see that the top of the Mount Meru is 2,056,000 miles of diameter, whereas its root is only 128,000 miles. Anyway, everything has been made possible by spiritual power. When you are unlucky and destined to stay unfortunate, lacking the bare necessities of life, or quarreling, or worrying for petty things, then you have non-trusting and too logical and scientific thinking. Then you don't try to arrive there, and you miss to enjoy. Do you see up there, my dear friends, those who don't, please use your telescope. It is part of an extra refined quantum world. There is rectangular shaped 112,000 miles square city of gold. The real El Dorado. That's the city of Brahmaji surrounding it. Look, there are 8 more cities, 1/4 of the area of Brahmaji city. These 8 cities belong to the Lokapalas. Okay? Please see the enclosed map with tape. Now do you see that milk white stream falling on the city of Brahmaji like mystic foam, my dear friend? Do you see that? This is so fascinating and soothing and cooling and fragrant, and holy breeze is coming, touching it. Smell and enjoy. Close your eyes and meditate. Do you know what is it? This is the Holy Ganga. Now listen the history of Holy Ganga, my dear friends. It was the golden age. King Bali, the 4th descendant from the first demon emperor Hiranyakashipu, was highly ambitious. He conquered the entire globe and planet Swa of Indra. In order to make his rule permanent, he was doing 100 very expensive Ashwamedha Yajna, because only such a person can rule the physical ethereal. Only such a person is eligible to rule physical, ethereal and quantum worlds for about 284 million years. But there was already an Indra from before who had not completed his governing time so far, and King Bali, by his immense development of power, had conquered and robbed the empire from him. There was no one so powerful to help, because Bali was not only physically and psychically powerful, but also he was extremely righteous with invincible power of dharma. Indra approached Lord Vishnu at last. The Lord looked into the matter and he said, "Not like to fight with a person who has power of dharma. So, I can do something, I shall think on it." And so at last he assumed the form of a divine dwarf sage Vaman. He approached the king who was just completing his final 99th yajna. Seeing the tender, youthful, innocent sage, the king was filled with overflowing generosity. He wanted to donate him something, he wanted to give him. At last Vamandev requested for 3 steps of land. Bali pronounced the will, Sankalpa. Then Vamandev assumed the cosmic form and measured all his empire in just 2 steps. It was a matter of dignity and elegance, not going back from one's given word, especially when pronounced as a sankalpa. When the Lord had measured all the earth in one step and lifted his second foot up to measure the upper steel-hard covering of the cosmic egg of 4 billion miles, was struck by the toenail of his left foot, and the edge cracked, and Karanavari from the transcendental world dripped, washing the holy feet of the Lord. It flowed down to the realm of Dhruji Maharaj, colored with the red pollen dust of the Lord's lotus feet. Dhru Maharaj, his heart became wet with incessant flow of constantly growing devotion, with tears of love spilling from his eyes, resembling a pair of lotus buds, half closed by ardent longing and thrills of ecstasy. Dhruva Maharaj ran down and sprinkled the sacred water on his head, and even to this day he has done this. And now the holy Ganga descends on the 7 stars. The 7 sages ran down, and with great reverence, even to this day, they put it on the tuft of their matted hair locks. Descending down through the heavens, crowded by multi-billions of aerial cars, and the stream sanctifies the lunar sphere. Ganga comes down to the city of Brahma on the Mount Meru. Here she is branching into 4 streams. The holy Ganga assumes 4 names and then flows down to 4 directions. In the name of Bhadra Nadi, Ganga leaps from Brahma city onto the Mount Kuranga, one of the 20 hill ranges surrounding the pericarp as a filament, then onto then onto Mount Neel, then onto Mount Shwet, and then on Mount Shringavan. Mountain tops, she dangled, danced and leaped and stepped and jumped hill to hill. She merges at last into the northern ocean, coursing through Uttar Kuru Varsha. Okay? Second, Sita River, springing on Gandhamadan mountains, to mountain to mountain, coursing through Uttar Kuru Varsha, then mountain to mountain, dancingly singing the songs of love and ecstasy, coursing through Drasha Varsha, unites with the eastern ocean, my dear. Now Chakshu River, falling on Malyavan hilltop, coursing through Ketumala Varsha, unites with the western ocean. Alaknanda River flows, leaping, jumping, mountain to mountain, from Nishad to Hemkut to Himalaya, with a tremendous speed, and coursing through Bharatvarsha, enters the southern sea. Taking a dip into her, sipping her water, are highly meritorious. There are hundreds of rivers in all Varshas, small and big, originating from Mount Meru or other mountains. The entire vicinity of elaborate Varsha is the land of ladies' empire. Okay? in private pastime spot of Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi. Lord Shiva here adores Lord Shankarshan with a secret mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaaya Sarvaguna Sankhyanaya Nantaya Vyaktaya Namaha. This is the mantra. You can also do it. In Bhadrasha Varsha, King Bhadrasha worships Lord Hayagriva with a powerful mantra which is Om Namo Bhagavate Dharmaya Atma Vishodhanaya Namaha. In Harivarsh, King Prahlad adores Lord Nrsimha with a powerful mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namaste Jastejase Aviravirbhava Vajranakha Vajradanstra Karma Shairandhai Randhai Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Abhayam Atmani Bhuishtha Om Chom. In Ketumal Varsha, my dear friends, the Lord is honored in the form of Kamdev through this mantra Om Ram Hrim Ram Om Namo Bhagavate Rishikeshaya Suraguna Visheshair Vilakchitatmane Akutinam Chittinam Chetasam Visheshana Visheshanam Chadipataye Shodashakalaya Chandomayaya Annamayaya Amritamayaya Sarvamayaya Sahase Ojase Balaya Kantaya Kamaya Namaste Ubhayatra Bhuyat. In Ramyak Varsh, on the north of Nila mountain ranges, Shantadeva Manu and Vaisat Manu, also known as King Satyavrat, the ruler of the current sixth Manvantara, worships Lord Matsya with this mantra, my dear friends. Om Namo Bhagavate Mukhyatamaya Namah Sattvaya Pranaya Ujase Balaya Mahamatsyaya Namah. In the Hiranyamaya Varsh, Lord Kurma is worshipped by Aryama with this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Akuparaya Sarvasatguna Vishesha Visheshanaya Nupalakshitasthanaya Om Namo Namo Varshmane Namo Bhumne Namo Namo Vasthanaya Namaste. In Kuruvarsh, Prithvi Devi adores Lord Vara through very powerful mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Linga Yajna Kratave Vahadhara Vayavaya Mahapurushaya Namah Karma Shuklaya Triyugaya Namaste. In Kumpurushvarsh, Sri Hanumanji adores Lord Ramachandra, Sita and Lakshman with the most powerful mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Uttama Shlokaya Namah Arya Lakshana Shila Vrataya Namah Upashikchitatmana Upasita Lokaya Namah Sadhuvada Nikashanaya Namo Brahmanya Devaya Mahapurushaya Maharajaya Namah. My dear friends, in Bharatvarsha, in Badrinath, Sri Naradji adores Lord Narnarayan with this mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Upashamashilaya Uparatanatnyaya Namo Kinchana Vittaya Rishi Rishabhaya Narnarayanaya Naranaranaya Naranaranaya Paramahansa Paramagurave Atma Ramadhipate Namo Namah. My dear friends, now look, Bharatvarsha is looking like colossal bouquet, greening with grass and woods, and flowing, speeding with thousands of rivers, shining with thousands of mountains of multicolored gems and jewels, blooming with colorful flowers, perfuming and divinizing with thousands of temples. Indeed, it is far greater than heaven. There are major hilltops and rivers which are like power spots, such as Vindhyam Parvat, Narmada River, Sahyama Parvat, Tapti River, Charmanvati, Vetravati, Godavari, Tungabhadra, Nirvandya, Sindhu, and Bhima and Vitastan, Saraswati, Drishadvati, Yamuna, Saryu, Mandakini, Rishyamukh and Mahendra and Paryad and Drona and Chitrakoot and Govardhan and so many. This is the land where social life and services skills are marked by 4 varnas and evolutionary stages are open for all in the form of 4 ashramas. Life here are so charged with freedom and higher possibilities that even the denizens of heaven sing its praise. But look at the downfall of today's people of Bharatvarsh. They aspire, they long, and they are ready to do any so bad things, so low things, just to go and settle down in America, just to for money, settle down anywhere. They go to that dirty place in Kuwait, and in Iran and Europe and everywhere they go. Life here in the Bharat are formatted in 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, and they are charged with freedom. Everybody's life is charged with freedom and higher possibilities that even the denizens of heaven sing its praise, and they want to take birth in this Bharatvarsha. They say, Aho Amisham Kimakari Shobhanam. Aho Amisham Kimakari Shobhanam. Prasanna Esham Sudatu Swayam Hari. Yair Janmalabdam Reshu Bharatajire Mukunda Sevau Paikam Sprihahina. Oh, my dear friends, the rest of the description we are going to narrate in our next meeting, okay? Go and take rest in your cabins. Thank you so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.